still doing a lot of damage. A couple of cannons going down here as well. More coming on here on the other side, and these mutalisks forced to retreat, although I guess they should have probably checked out here what was going on. Although we see these two cannons probably not going to venture, venture over here. It looks like a huge battle is going on here. I'm sorry to tell you that I missed this. This is why you do not go mass circling against Storm, because look at all the storms, all the damage, even storming a little bit of his units over there, a little bit of miss micro, but it really couldn't afford to do anything else at the moment. And I really don't think much happened there other than Saer's units overwhelming these Apologies units, because he had mostly Zerglings at that point in time. A couple of Roaches morphing in, and these Mutalisks being unanswered for one, what do you call it, Archon there, doing a little bit of damage, but not going to stop the Mutalisks entirely. Now shelling these Zealots, which are pretty much overwhelmed. And jeez, just as Saer was, excuse me, as Apology was able to get his third expansion up, being overwhelmed by Saer's units, doing a little bit of harassment himself over here, kind of blocking the pathing for the probes, which is not a good thing. You want to be a little bit careful with how many cannons you put and on your mineral line, especially when you're putting them inside the mineral line, but definitely you don't want to leave them undefended if there are things like Mutalisks running around, and a proxy pylon going over here, and an overseer coming up here to take a quick look. It looks like not much scouting could possibly be done, though. It looks like Apology has been able to see pretty much everything that is going on at the Protoss base, and more High Templar moving in with Zealots. I mean, this is with all these Mutalisks in the air, I don't know if this is a good idea, although a couple of storms here, 2 or 3 storms that are go unchecked would definitely overwhelm the few Mutalisks that are in the air. And there goes one storm, 2 storms, taking out like 3 Mutalisks, another storm, keeping these Mutalisks in the air, not letting them attack properly, hiding one place to the other one, being able to spam storms relentlessly. And the Archons are going to come here, and they're probably going to be able to take out these Mutalisks. Excuse me there for that little pause that I had to take. And yeah, the one remaining Mutalisk forced to retreat. This expansion probably going to be denied right now. I would highly recommend a cancel of this expansion. I do not see how the Zerg player, how Apology would be able to hold this expansion right now, although with all these Roaches coming over here, oh my goodness, where did they come from? They are definitely going to be able to be more than enough to defend, but getting stuck a little bit here on the mineral line, not being able to get a concave or a surround on these units. So Saer forced to retreat again, although with a couple of storms he could probably completely stop this push. I mean, so many Roaches getting stormed, that would be so bad. Looks like he's gonna go for it. One storm going down, 2 storms on top of each other, not the best use. The storms do not stack, so you can only use one at a time. They do not do double damage if you do more than once in one spot. And just looks like they're going to retreat again. Look at a little bit of a defensive position. Saer probably noticing that Apology's storm, Roach count getting a little bit too high for his pleasure, for his convenience. And again with the chrono boost, I gotta say, is something you should definitely. Oh man, yeah, both Nexus not being chrono boosted at all. Putting a couple of gateways more. Let's see, what is this? 7 gateways so far. Taking the gold expansion himself, not being left behind. Does he know? Yes. Okay, he finally found out that there was this expansion over here. So that is one prime target that he probably wants to go and take out. Another one would be this this expansion over here, especially because oh my goodness, the Zerg player has so much gas. Why isn't he saturating this? Probably because Saer has been so aggressive this game and is not leaving Apology any breathing room to be able to take on his fully, what do you call it, mine on that, fully saturate, there you go, fully saturate this expansion. The players again kind of macroing up a little bit, doing a little bit of no man's land over here. Saer realizes that he wants to take this base out here, but he doesn't really want to leave himself exposed to these Roaches or anything that could come and take out this expansion over here. This gold expansion is not even finished going up yet. And doing a very good thing here, Apology splitting up his overlords all over the map. Look at this. He's got almost complete vision. If we look at his vision, he's got complete vision pretty much of everything that is not the Protoss base, which is very good. You don't want this same thing happen here, where he was able to sneak an expansion. You don't want that happening to you if your opponent is doing that. And it looks like Saer here, is he preparing for attack? Burrowed finished for the Zerg player for Apology. I wonder if burrowing roaches are done. No, they are not. You can usually tell from the sign they get little like glowing spikes on their heads once that research is done. And taking the Zonala towers, seeing that these forces a little bit too much for him to take on right now, but he really does not have an option. A lot of storms going on, but not doing as much damage as they could, especially when they go once on top of each other. And what more zealots spawning in here? Definitely a good combination when you're going high Templar. You can afford to make so many zealots because gas is going to be super limited, but not minerals. You're going because high Templar only cost 50 minerals, so they're not going to be eating up way on the resources count on that part. Looks like these roaches are going to come in here for the push, and the Saer's army is a little bit out of position. Where is he going right now? He's going to go ahead and push, but it looks like he's going to try to retreat to take out this massive roach force. And the roach force is noticing that and just gonna try to run out of there. Do not want to get stormed. Storm are gonna pretty much chew right through all of those forces. So again, we're back into a little bit of stalemate. Now it looks like the no man's land has expanded a little bit to right across horizontal here over this chasm on Silnaga Caverns. And yeah, a couple corruptors coming out over here. But I think there you go. These are the burrowing roaches. If you're ever wondering, that is one very easy way to know that roaches have burrow. Look at those little glowing spikes. I mean, they're kind of cool, but at the same time, they're Zerg, so they're pretty disgusting. And actually, a couple of Immortals coming out here as well, because the Zerg player has gone so roach heavy. I almost think Mutalisk would be a better option. I mean, he has the gas for it, so I don't see why he hasn't going for it. Storms coming down here, a bunch of storms coming down, but actually hitting the Zealots a little bit more than the Zerg player. And burrowing over here, although, yeah, just probably to recover for the regeneration rate of the roaches when they are burrowed. And actually, are they all? No, they're not going to go for the ambush. Gonna get a nice concave over here over all these forces, but look at how much damage Storm is doing. Oh my goodness, all these roaches just disappearing to massive storms, one after the other. Even the High Templar saying, we want to take a little piece of those storms. Not a very good idea. Gonna lose a lot of High Templars to self-made storms. Probably could afford to put a couple here on the drones, completely destroy that mineral line. And wow, I mean, all the damage that these roaches have done is just pretty crazy. I mean, pretty much devastating this whole roach army over here. And if you're wondering, you saw a little bit of skip. Actually, my computer crashed again, so I guess my upgrades have not been good enough. I need to figure out what's going on, why my computer keeps crashing when I'm recording with fraps. Really, what crashes is fraps, I think. I'm not really sure. Anyway, that's not the main issue here. If you saw skips, because I had to actually stop the video for a while and actually start it again later on and tried to change some settings and other stuff, see if that helps. And as you can see, these Archons and these Mass Zealots just overwhelming everything here. A couple of Brutalists spawning, although they're a little bit too close to these Archons. The Archons do special, the bonus damage to biological units, if you do not know that. So definitely they're very good against any ground units, but not very good if Archons are all up in their business. But it looks like this mass Zealot Archon army is just gonna start plowing away through this expansion over here, completely decimated everything in their sight. The Broodlords a little bit too far away to really be of any use. A couple of Immortals as well joining in to be the anti-armored units that they are. And the Broodlords, oh man, this is what I'm talking about. Look at how quickly these Broodlords are falling to just a couple of Archons. There goes one Broodlord, there goes another one. 3, 4, 5 hits, they are done. And now the Zerg player, I mean, he's really in a bad position. He has lost his gold, he has lost his roach army, he has lost his, what do you call it, his fourth expansion, his fourth base, and he's saying he can't seem to win Protoss with High Templar. And just looking back, I think his big mistake was just kind of sticking with the roaches a little bit too heavily, because he seemed to have an advantage. Both players are very passive, and once you start letting all those High Templars be able to cast those storms, I mean, you saw how disastrous it was. Right now the Zerg player does not have much left. Another storm going now, taking out the roaches and the Mutalisk at the same time, not giving any rest to Apology. He's about really against the ropes right now, losing his natural expansion. Has not even been mained out because he got it very late, especially for a Zerg player. I think that's another thing. He probably got that expansion a little bit too late, and yeah, not much else going to happen here. I think the Apology is pretty much going to be forced to call GG, completely mined out. How many minerals does he have? Not very many. And they're still talking about here about supply and other stuff. And I think both players realize this is kind of like, excuse me, this is kind of like a end game scenario where Apology really has nothing to come back with, and Saer here has quite a bit of an army. He has still a couple of minerals left up in his bag. Not to mention he just got his 4th expansion as well, and just pushing up here to overwhelm the last remaining forces that the Zerg player has. Looks like Apology has gone ahead and re-expanded over here his Hydralisk, and still standing but taking a little bit of damage from just not being on the creep. And yeah, it looks like, I mean, I'm not really sure. I guess they're just kind of chatting it up a little bit, not really saying anything important here. Just gonna follow, oh my goodness, all the bloody mess from that spawning pool being this obliterated. Just gonna follow up this army here, see what happens. Still a little bit of creep down here by Apology, kind of a cute thing to do. And Zealot's looking for that last expansion, although really, is Apology really thinking he's gonna be able to come back from this? I don't really think so. I mean, he's got a lot of gas, so I guess he could make something with that, but not much else. I mean, it's really much just this huge ball of army, this huge line of army, just waiting for the last couple of units to be found so that they can call this game into just quit, call this game for quits. And the Apology and Saer are still here talking a little bit. And Saer, being kind of nice, he's just trying to talk to Apology before he finishes the game. So I don't know if really there's really much anything else that I can say about this. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel at Aegis Starcraft if you have not done so already. There are very many channels on there on just basics tutorials, how to beat rushes, some entertaining games, some about strategizing and things like that. I mean, I got a little bit of everything, and as always, you should also check out other commentators' channels like Husky Starcraft, HD Starcraft, the Thinking Gamer, who has been kind enough to send some of his viewers over my way, and Noob School, who has also begun plugging his my channel in his videos. If you have not checked out those guys, you should definitely do so. Also, I've got a couple of projects working on that I keep talking about. I know they're almost done. One of them is almost done. The big one is almost done. That's the main thing. And yeah, I mean, I don't have much else to do that. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, as I said, and I will see you guys next time, and have a good day, guys.